Welcome back, ladies. So this is the first video where I'm going to be talking about the Trim Healthy plan in a little bit more detail. So welcome, my name is Elizabeth, and today we're talking about the S meal. So we are using a recipe program on this channel called Trim Healthy Mama, and it's a healthy eating plan that you can eat for life for all stages of your life. And so here is the main book that they use to describe the plan. This is actually the second book that they have written. They wrote a previous book that they self-published. It was 500 pages long. It was a lot of information. It was a lot of talking. They covered all kinds of things, and they had some recipes in there too. Quite a lot of recipes. It's a great book. I highly recommend you buy that one too if you really are interested and you want to do this plan and you enjoy them and you like to read. However, if that's too much for you, that's okay. And these videos are meant to help you as well. Even if you don't have time to read the book and you want to get started right away, then go ahead and watch all the videos over time. I'm going to have a collection and library of videos describing exactly how to do the plan and just to be there to help you along with your journey. But I highly do recommend at least getting this book and reading this book. It's a very easy reading. It's not very thick. It's easy reading, believe me. And it's going to describe to you everything, and it's going to really help you. But here it is. It's called the Trim Healthy Mama Plan. It's an easy does it approach to gentle weight loss, which is really nice. The whole point of these plans is that it's embracing food freedom, that it's telling your body it's okay to eat, that you can eat food and you can still lose weight, but you're being gentle with yourself, you're giving yourself grace along this journey, but it has fantastic and phenomenal results. And that is why it has just like taken off like wildfire, because so many people are having just tremendous results over these years now that it's been out. It's been around for probably at least 10 years or so now. And so it's really exciting. What I like though is just, it's for moms. It's for regular moms. It's for moms who are busy with their kids. It's for moms who put their needs last, you know, because they're racing around and trying to take care of their family. And this just teaches you how to embrace yourself and loving yourself and taking care of yourself as well. And so we're going to go over the S meal today, just so we can break it down really easy, like what each meal kind of looks like. The S meal, I think, is probably the easiest to kind of learn and get a groove for. It's definitely the kind of meal that I gravitate towards the most. I think that's typical. I think most people gravitate towards the S. If you don't, that's okay. You can like the E meals better as well, but I definitely have to try harder to get my E meals in, and S is usually what I mostly eat. So an S meal stands for the satisfying meal. This is going to be your fats. It's a fattier meal, and it pulls back on the carbs. So the way they describe it is like a seesaw. And I'll throw up the picture that they have in the book so that you can see how the seesaw, the S is at the bottom, and fats are higher and carbs are lower. And so your protein is in the middle, as you can see from the picture. And basically what you do on this meal plan is that you choose your protein first. Like your protein is always going to be in the center of your meal. Whether or not it's S or E, you're going to have your protein at the center of every meal. And that is to keep your blood sugar levels pretty consistent. We're trying to not spike our insulin levels really high, because that is what helps promote aging, right? And so we don't want to have, we were trying to age slower, and so we're wanting to keep our blood sugars nice and low. So basically the first step you do is you choose your protein, and that can look pretty much like anything in an S setting. You can have really fatty meats, or you can have lean meats. You can have any kind of meat pretty much in the S setting that you want. You can also have whole eggs with the egg yolks, and you can also have butter, and you can also have a lot of different kinds of fats. And so there's also a lot of different foods that are neutral foods. There's a lot of different like vegetables and different things, berries, Greek yogurt. There's things that are neutral. So we'll also be getting into that in other videos to just help you understand what the neutral fuels are too. So you can have neutral fuels in any settings. You can have those with the S meal as well. So you're going to have your protein, which can be, you know, any kind of fish or chicken. You can have whole eggs. You can have the egg whites. You can have the egg yolks. You can have dairy products. They can be full fat dairy products if you want them to be. And then you add your fats to your meals, and then you can add your vegetables and any of your other things. So you can also have cheeses. That's part of the S meals. You can also have berries, because berries are a neutral fuel. So as long as you keep the berries within about a cup or a half a cup for blueberries, then you're in S setting territory. What most of my breakfasts look like are just a couple of eggs and some berries. You guys have been seeing that on my Eat With Me videos. If you haven't seen those yet, definitely check them out. They're meant to be helpful to you and give you guys ideas of what it looks like. But yeah, most of my breakfasts are really simple. I start the morning early with some eggs and the berries, and that is an S setting technically. I could also make like an omelet with cheese in it. I could throw any kind of vegetables or mushrooms or things in there that I want, tomatoes. You can also have bacon, you can have sausage, you can have turkey bacon if you want. You can have dairy. You don't want to drink the milk. The milk has too many carbs, so you don't just drink straight milk on this, but you can put heavy cream in things, and you can use almond milk. That's a neutral fuel. So when I'm in the S territory, what I usually eat for lunch is honestly a big salad, and I put cheeses in it, and I put some dressing in it. I've been liking the Primal Kitchen's dressings right now, and so you can have fat in the dressings. You can have any oils that you want. So you can have animal fats and butter, you can have olive oil, you can have avocado oil, you can have coconut oil, all the healthy oils. You're not going to have like vegetable oil, okay? We all know which oils are healthy and which oils are not healthy. That's not going to be part of this video, but you can also have nuts and seeds in the S setting. So almonds, sunflower seeds, whatever nuts or seeds you want. You know, you don't want to go crazy on those, but a little handful is like a snack. I do that often. I'll have like a little handful of almonds with a couple of slices of cheese, and I can bring that with me. So if I know I'm going to go somewhere and be somewhere for a while and I'm on the run, I can grab that. You can also have mayonnaise in the S meal setting. Also part of S meals, which are neutral fuels, are all of the non-starchy veggies. So not starchy ones. We're not going to do things like potatoes, sweet potatoes, or carrots, or corn, but you can have anything non-starchy. So the sky's the limit. Asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, a salad, green beans, Brussels sprouts. There's lots of different veggies that you can pair with an S setting, and even onions are part of an S setting as well. One thing that also really helps is having some protein powder on hand. Protein powder is neutral, but it just helps to be able to put it in different S setting meals. Another thing that we like is their baking blend. Their baking blend is actually really finely ground up different nut flours. I don't remember exactly which ones. I'd have to read it on there, but it's like almond flour and different things, and it's really, really well done. I've had different almond flours. This is not like that. It does not taste like almond meal. It tastes like actual bread. It's like baking blend, and it makes like actual breads and cakes and things that feel really normal. And so because it's nuts, it's okay to use in the S setting, which is really exciting, because if you use that and make the bread that way, then you can slather it with butter all you want, and you can feel good about it, and it'll feel like real bread, and it tastes really, really similar. So we're just going to kind of read through the list real quick of what the S foods are, just to be clear one more time. You can have all meats and different fish, any fatty or lean fish going with your religious guidelines. Grass-fed is best, but not mandatory. If there's anything that you don't eat because of religious purposes, that's totally fine. You can still do this plan and just not include those items. Eggs, whole eggs and egg whites. Dairy, you can have heavy cream. Raw is best, but not mandatory. Half and half for your coffee. You can have butters. You can have all kinds of cheeses. You can have the hard cheeses. You can have softer cheeses like cream cheese. You can get a third less cream cheese. It's just as creamy but not as heavy in calories. That's what I buy for just everything, so that I can put it in whatever meal setting I want, and I just have it and it's easier. You can have sour cream. You can have double fermented kefir, which is kind of cool if you want to make your own kefir at home. You can have cottage cheese, ricotta cheese, feta cheese, and a paneer. You can have those in full fat or reduced fat. You can have full fat plain Greek yogurt. You can have 0% fat Greek yogurt as well. And you can also have the Laughing Cow cheeses. You can have the full fat Laughing Cow cheeses, or you can have the light Laughing Cow cheeses. And then any veggies that you want that are non-starchy. So starchy vegetables would be potatoes, corn, sweet potatoes, parsnips, or cooked carrots, which you don't want to have in the S setting. So those are a no-no for those kind of meals, but you can enjoy them in an E setting, so they're not like we're just writing them off completely. You can have a quarter to half of a small to medium onion, or half of a large tomato is fine. So you do have to kind of watch your onions and watch your tomatoes on an S setting, but you can include those in there. Similar like berries, you kind of have to watch your quantities of berries, but you can still have them in there. You're also going to want to limit your butternut or acorn squash to a half of a cup in S meals. So you can have them with S meals, but you just don't want to go overboard and have like a ton, if that makes sense. S-friendly fruits are any kind of berries, lemons, or limes, or you can have 1 teaspoon of jelly. All fruit like jelly. So you're just trying not to have as many carbs, and fruits have a lot of carbs, they have a lot of sugar, and so you're just trying not to have fruits in the S setting other than berries, lemons, or limes basically, but it's really easy to do. It's not complicated. And then you can also have any kinds of raw or roasted nuts or seeds, salted or unsalted, but in moderation. You can also have nut butters, but without any sugars in it. You need to get the natural kind of almond butter or peanut butter that don't have any added sugars. So you can have peanut, almond, sunflower, cashew, or pumpkin butters, all within moderation. You don't want to just gorge on those. They are high in calories, but you can have them, which is really nice. You can have all nut and seed flours, including the Trim Healthy Mama baking blend. It's a blend of pressed nut and seed flours, and you can also have other goodies like oat fiber or collagen, they said. So that's cool. You can also have any kind of oils that are cold pressed. You want to cook primarily with saturated oils, and that makes them more stable and healthy for you. You can have any other condiments like mayo, mustard, horseradish sauce, any kind of vinegars, salad dressings, even if they're full fat. Make your own or buy store-bought, but make sure your carb count is 2 or less. And they recommend watering down the salad dressings if you buy them from the store first. And then you can have non-sweet pickles on the S setting. You can have olives. Olives are an S. You can have nutritional yeast. You can have all broth or stock prepared without sugar. So if you want to make your own bone broth at home, guess what? You get to do that. You can have also just store-bought chicken stock or bone stock. You can also have spices and seasonings, anything without sugar. You can have unsweetened cocoa powder, which saves my life, let me tell you, or cacao nibs. You can have Bragg liquid aminos, coconut aminos, or soy sauce. You can also have ketchup. Sugar-free homemade is the best, but small amounts of regular ketchup on a low-carb burger should not throw you off too much. So when I was doing this plan before, ketchup was one of the areas where I was making an exception. It had sugar in it, and I just had a little bit, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna have to lose weight around this and deal with it. Now we have Primal Kitchens. It's a couple years later, and Primal Kitchens are out and available pretty much everywhere, and they have a very delicious tasting and amazing sugar-free ketchup. So definitely use that if you don't want to make yours at home. If you're the kind who likes to, making it at home, they have recipes in their cookbooks, and it's really easy. It's not hard or complicated at all, so even I can do it, and I'm not a cook. You can also have hot sauce. Frank's Red Hot Sauce or Texas Pete are good brands. Make sure you have 1 carb or less in the hot sauce. And then you can have some S-friendly grains or beans in a really small garnish type of way. Beans and grains are an E setting, so you're not going to have very many of those, but occasionally you can have them in a dish in small quantities, and usually their recipes will tell you, you know, what quantity you can have it in, so you'll start to kind of get to know, okay, this is what it looks like. And so you can have like 1 light rye fiber or flaxseed, like wasa, I don't know if I'm saying that right, wasa cracker, or you can have 1 sesame Revita cracker in an S meal every now and then. You just want to do it carefully where you're not just engorging yourself or overeating on those kind of things in the wrong settings. So you just want to make it very, very minimal, but if it helps add something to your meal and helps you feel a little bit more satiated, you can do it within the safety of, you know, just 1. Also, the other things that you can get that are kind of like the specialty items that you would buy from Trim Healthy Mama's website, or if you can find them sourced other ways, you can do that too, but you can buy their whey protein powder. You can get integral collagen, just gelatin. Their glucosamine, which is glucose, that is something that comes from the konjac root, and it's just like a thickening agent. You can do plant approved sweeteners. You can do the Trim Healthy Mama baking blend, pressed peanut flour. I love that. It's like a defatted peanut flour. You can use that in other settings than just S, I do believe, as well. It's like a neutral, and it's amazing. You can do not naughty noodles or not naughty rice. That's like the shirataki noodles. I think they're nasty. I think they're nasty. You can find those other places than just their website, but I rarely do them. I think they're gross. If you like them, more power to you. You can do those. Those are neutral though, so you can have them in an S setting, but you can have them in other settings as well. Stevia sweetened chocolate or 85% dark chocolate, only 2 squares. I say make your own skinny chocolate. Skinny chocolate is made with cocoa powder. They're plant-approved sweeteners like Sweet Blend and coconut oil. And if you make your own and you put it in the fridge and let it harden, oh my gosh, it's amazing, and it tastes like real chocolate. So make your own. It's super easy. You can have 100% cacao baker's chocolate as well, and you can have unsweetened nut milks such as almond, cashew, coconut, and flaxseed. Coconut milk and almond milk are going to be your best ones. Do not do like rice milk. Rice milk is not on plan in a setting. It's too high in carbs for sure. A few other things that you can do that are kind of like an up to you kind of item. You can get Joseph's brand low carb pitas or lavash bread. You guys see me get those a lot if you watch my meal planning and grocery haul videos, because we buy those just about every week. So you can get those. You can use like the lavash bread with some tomato sauce on it and some sprinkled on cheese and some pepperoni. You can make your own pizza at home, and that would be an S setting. You can get low carb tortilla wraps. Oleo Extreme Wellness, that's a brand I get, or Mission Brands. I've done those too. They have low carb options, and they're easy to find at the grocery store. In the S setting, you can do fat-free and sugar-free like Ready Whip. You can also do like fat-free Cool Whip, as long as you can find it without like high fructose corn chips and sugars in it. So that is really exciting if you can find sugar-free. You can do Laughing Cow cheese wedges, and you can do Dreamfields pasta. So there was some controversy about Dreamfields pasta at one point, that it was maybe not doing what the company said it was doing, and so it was actually spiking your blood sugar anyway. So they still allow it on plan, and you should limit it to once every week or once every other week is what it says, and reassess kind of how you react to it, because maybe it is spiking your blood sugar. And so it's just kind of like a personal choice item. If you're seeing that you're not losing weight and you're eating a lot of this Dreamfields pasta, then you probably need to pull back, because the point is to lose weight, right? If you're in the point where you don't have to lose weight, then you probably have a little bit more leeway with this. It's nice to have some spaghetti every once in a while, you know, if this is going to be like a lifelong plan. So you would have that in your S setting. You can have that, you know, with your meatballs. You can have full fat, you know, hamburger meat meatballs, or make hamburger meat, you know, with your pasta sauce. And so it is nice to have that as an option every once in a while. So even though the company is kind of changed things around and stuff, most mamas, they say, can still tolerate it. So you will just have to kind of check for yourself and see, does this work or not? So that is everything about the S meal. That's what it looks like. Those are the things that you're allowed to eat on it. And so anything not included in that list is going to fall into a different category, and you just want to make sure that you don't eat those things while you're in the S setting. If you're going to switch between your fuel types and your different kind of meals, you're going to wait 2.5 hours minimum. 3 hours is better, and you don't want to wait a whole heck of a lot longer than like 4 hours to eat. So you want to eat in between every 3 to 4 hours. And if you wait the 3 hours, then you can switch your fuels safely and still remain in weight loss mode, because the protein is going to be the center of your meal. And so it gives you a really well-rounded meal that is still weight loss friendly. It can still burn off your body fat easier, and you're not spiking your blood sugar because you're having that protein. And so that's the backbone of this whole plan. That's what an S meal looks like. If you need ideas, or you need examples, or you need recipe plans, then definitely check out some of my other videos, because I'm working really hard to just help you guys out and show you what eating this way actually looks like. And I wish you guys luck in your journey. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, do give a thumbs up so I know that this was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, or if you liked it and it helped, let me know, and I appreciate it. And I will be back in about a week talking about the E-meal, so that we can have an idea of what the other fuel type looks like. Thanks so much for joining me, you guys. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
We start to sail along these ocean waves. Nobody knows how to find us. It's turning out to be a perfect day. I just wanna leave our normal lives behind us. So let's get lost out here. No